September 12th, 1683. The sun rises over Vienna. For 60 days, the city has been dying. 200,000 Ottoman soldiers surround its walls. Inside, disease spreads faster than hope. The defenders are down to their last barrels of gunpowder. Emperor Leopold has abandoned his capital. The cradle of European Christianity is hours from collapse. And then, from the Vienna woods, 18,000 horsemen begin to move. What happens next is the largest cavalry charge in human history, a thundering wave of Polish, Austrian, and German riders that will decide the fate of Europe in a single, apocalyptic afternoon. This is the story of how one siege, one king, and one impossible decision changed the course of Western civilization. At this point in history, the Ottoman Empire is the most powerful military force on Earth. For 2 centuries, it has been pushing into Europe, conquering the Balkans, dominating the Mediterranean, threatening the heart of Christendom itself. Constantinople fell in 1453. Hungary collapsed in 1526. By 1683, the Ottomans control more territory than the Roman Empire at its height. Vienna is the key. If Vienna falls, there is nothing between the Ottoman army and the fractured states of Germany. The Holy Roman Empire, already weakened by religious wars, will shatter. Europe, as we know it, may cease to exist. Leading the Ottoman siege is Grand Vizier Kara Mustafa Pasha, a ruthless strategist handpicked by Sultan Mehmed IV. He commands 200,000 men, the finest infantry in the world, and nearly 300 artillery pieces. His orders are clear: take Vienna, humiliate the Habsburgs, open the road to Rome. But the Habsburgs are desperate. Emperor Leopold I has fled. His city is commanded by Count Ernst Rüdiger von Starhemberg, a 43-year-old general with 11,000 soldiers and a promise: hold until relief arrives. The question is, will it come in time? July 14th, 1683. The Ottoman army surrounds Vienna. For weeks, Kara Mustafa doesn't storm the walls. He doesn't need to. He digs. Ottoman engineers tunnel beneath the fortifications, planting explosives. Every few days, a section of wall erupts in fire and stone. The Viennese defenders frantically counter-tunnel, trying to collapse the enemy passages before they reach the city. One defender writes in his diary, "We hear the Turks beneath us. We do not know when the earth will open and swallow us whole." Inside the city, supplies dwindle. Bread rations shrink. Horses are slaughtered for meat. Disease spreads. Morale cracks. But Starhemberg knows the mathematics of siege warfare. Vienna has weeks, maybe days. But there is hope. A message has been sent north, to Poland, to a king named Jan Sobieski. Jan III Sobieski is 54 years old. He is a warrior king, a veteran of dozens of campaigns against Ottomans, Cossacks, and Swedes. He knows what's at stake. When the call for help arrives, he doesn't hesitate. Sobieski rallies a coalition: 18,000 Polish cavalry, 23,000 German and Austrian infantry. It's not enough to match the Ottomans in numbers, but it might be enough to break the siege. On September 11th, they reach the Vienna woods, just outside the city. That night, Sobieski writes to his wife, "Tomorrow we fight. God willing, Vienna will stand." September 12th. Dawn. The Allied forces take position on the high ground of Kahlenberg Mountain. Below them, the Ottoman army sprawls across the Vienna plain: tents, artillery, siege works. Kara Mustafa sees the relief force. He orders his troops to pivot, half to continue the siege, half to meet the Christian army. It's a catastrophic mistake. By dividing his forces, Kara Mustafa weakens both. The siege stalls. The defenders of Vienna see the relief army and cheer from the walls. The Ottomans are now fighting on 2 fronts. The battle begins at 4 a.m. with artillery. Austrian and German infantry push down the slopes, crashing into Ottoman positions. For hours, it's brutal. grinding combat. Bodies pile in the trenches. Smoke chokes the field. But Sobieski holds back his trump card, the Winged Hussars. The infantry has done its job. The Ottoman lines are battered, stretched thin. Kara Mustafa's reserves are committed. His flanks are exposed. Sobieski sees the opening. He raises his hand. 18,000 cavalry, Poles, Austrians, Germans form into a crescent, 3 miles wide, lances gleaming in the late afternoon sun. He whispers a prayer, then shouts the order, "Charge!" They descend like an avalanche. The sound is apocalyptic. 18,000 horses at full gallop, the ground shaking, the air filled with the thunder of iron and fury. The Winged Hussars lead the center, their feathered wings creating a terrifying, otherworldly howl as they close the distance. The Ottoman lines shatter. In minutes, disciplined formations collapse into panic. Janissaries, elite troops who have never broken, flee. Artillery is abandoned. Command disintegrates. Kara Mustafa tries to rally his men. It's useless. The charge is unstoppable. By nightfall, the Ottoman army is in full retreat, abandoning weapons, gold, or supplies. Everything. Vienna is saved. The consequences were immediate. The Ottomans left behind the largest military treasure in European history: 300 cannons, 10,000 tents, chests of gold, the Grand Vizier's personal war chest. Sobieski's men found bags of coffee beans, a beverage virtually unknown in Europe. Viennese merchants began brewing it. The coffeehouse culture of Vienna was born from the spoils of war, but the human cost was staggering. 20,000 soldiers dead. Vienna's population, starved, traumatized, would take years to recover. As for Kara Mustafa, he fled back to Belgrade. Sultan Mehmed IV, furious at the defeat, ordered his execution. The Ottoman Empire would never again threaten Central Europe. History would never be the same. And the siege of Vienna marked the beginning of the Ottoman Empire's long decline. Over the next century, European powers pushed back, reclaiming Hungary, the Balkans, Greece. The empire that once seemed unstoppable fragmented into the sick man of Europe. Vienna itself became a symbol, a city that refused to fall. The Habsburgs rebuilt it into one of Europe's great cultural capitals, a center of music, art, philosophy. Mozart, Beethoven, Freud all walked streets that were nearly lost. And Jan Sobieski? He became a legend. Poland remembers him as the king who saved Europe. His legacy reminds us that sometimes, in the darkest hour, courage and timing can change everything. The largest cavalry charge in history lasted less than an hour, but it echoed for centuries. One siege, one charge, one decision. The fate of a continent, and decided in a single afternoon. If you want more deep dive history like this, stories of battles, empires, and moments that shaped our world, hit the like button and subscribe.